Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the RNGcast.
That's right.
This episode is brought to you by Sliced Ham.
Oh, I see.
Nobody knows why it's sliced. Don't try and find out. They will kill you.
And it's also brought to you by Hubba Bubba Bubble Gum. Make the bubble like Bubble Bubble Bob.
Make the bubble of your life.
Like Bubble Bubble Bob.
All right, guys. So today we have, for our second episode, a little discussion about the Wii and the WiiShop. Because you might not know this, the WiiShop is actually closing in 2 days.
Yeah, for the few 200 person that actually still play the Wii.
Actually, there's quite a few.
I'm making a joke, of course, but...
No, man, this is serious shit.
It's serious shit?
Serious.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, we are on my Wii, and we just connected to the internet, and we're in the WiiShop.
Yeah. Oh, it had an update for the Wii as well.
Oh, yeah, an update. So, it must have been a while that I've not been updating my Wii.
Yeah, man, you got to keep this 10-year-old plus console up to date, man.
Yeah, it's important.
But yeah, so the Wii is actually the best-selling console of all time. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It sold over 101 million units
Oh, wow.
of the console.
So, in what year did it start, the console? Do you...
Don't call me out on this shit, man.
Yes.
2006.
2006. Okay, so it's been a while.
So
Yeah.
it's 12 years old. It's it's almost a teenager.
Yeah, preceded by the ever so GameCube.
So what did you think of the Wii when it first came out?
Well, personally, I never got one when it came out, but of course, Super Mario Bros. Wii was
Yes.
a huge thing. I mean, I'm a Mario fan, a retro Mario fan. I've played Mario 3 like a million times, and that really brought the platformer back for me.
Yeah, it was
The
a really
retro
good 2D
platformer.
style, right?
But-
2D Mario.
2D style, but it's also that, you can have up to 4 players. You can co-op it. I mean, these days, don't get me wrong, I like co-op online once in a while, but for me, there's not enough co-op local.
Couch co-op,
Yeah, couch co-op.
No, I definitely like Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's probably one of the better games on the Wii. This guy over here keeps borrowing it from me.
And that's right.
Gotta get your own copy, man.
Yeah, at
Come
one
on.
point.
Now I can't play it.
Oh, poor
But
you.
no, that was a good one. I did not have a Wii when it first came out either. I had a friend of mine who got like literally every console whenever it first came out. He got the original Wii, and so I played a little bit of it there. But no, I didn't get the Wii probably until like 2010, 2012 maybe I bought one. And then I gave it to my parents a couple of years later. So, yeah. But this thing was hugely popular. I think it was the first console to really use motion controls well.
Yeah, that was nice. I like the Wii Sports and all that.
That's the best-selling game on it.
And personally, I had the Wii Balance, so I played a lot of the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still have it, actually. And personally, I had a lot of fun with that, especially with... you do that with people, it's pretty fun.
I never tried that. Did it actually work well?
Yeah, it does work well. And also, you can do like a daily training there. Like,
Yeah.
you can do like a... And it always start with your posture, which is pretty cool feature if you ask me. And I know it was really popular with the elderly as well.
Oh, the console was huge with the elderly, yeah. Which, I understand, because it's not like you sit down with a controller. It's like you're moving around, like... It's gimmicky. It's probably one of Nintendo's most gimmicky consoles. And if you compare the motion controls to, like, stuff now, it doesn't work the greatest.
No.
I gotta say. But it was good for the time.
Yeah, that's right.
It definitely was.
And I've played, I remember Zelda Skyward Sword, and I thought the motion was pretty good. The game was a bit cryptic, however, so it wasn't that great. But really,
It's one we'll probably do some point on the channel.
Yeah.
But I didn't like Skyward Sword much because I didn't find the motion was that great. But it's true, I played it after like the Wii U and everything else was out. So they'd improved on motion controls for many years.
Oh, I see.
So that could be why I was expecting too much. But
Probably, yeah.
what were some of your favorite games on the Wii other than like Mario and Wii Sports?
Mario Kart 8, I remember I played a lot of that.
That was on the Wii U, Mario Kart 8.
So it's Mario Kart 7, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Was it? Yeah, Double Dash was on the
GameCube.
GameCube.
Double Dash was GameCube.
Yeah, I think it's Mario Kart 7 I played. That was fun.
It might have been Double Dash because the original Wii did play GameCube games.
That's true, but I did play the 7 with the actual. What do you call it?
The wheel?
The wheel,
the steering wheel?
The steering wheel. I thought it was a nice addition because you really feel like with the motion.
I don't know,
It was
man.
tough, though, I gotta say.
That gimmicky shit, I don't know. It doesn't really do it for me. It's such like a fucking like, oh my God.
It depends what it is, because I mean, you don't need like the whole console with the wheels and everything.
Yeah.
And you know, back in the days, I remember even on Genesis, they used to sell.
Oh yeah, I know.
You would play Road Rash on the Sega Genesis, and you would have that huge contraption that you actually have the wheel and everything, and the
wheel, the shifting sticks, the pedals on the ground. I had that. I didn't have it, but my cousins did, and we'd play Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1 with this fucking. It didn't work. It didn't work very well at all.
No, I'm sure it's like a power glove, you know.
Probably better than the Power Glove,
yeah.
I would say. But I was never super into that gimmicky stuff. But something else to note that's really interesting is the Wii is literally a GameCube.
Yeah, okay.
It's literally the exact same hardware in the Wii as in the GameCube. They didn't change anything.
They just changed some of the games.
They just added motion controls.
I see.
That's how they were able to produce the Wii so easily, and why literally there are 0 issues playing GameCube games on original Wii. It's why there's a 100% like compatibility.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that.
It's literally a GameCube. Just repackaged with motion controls, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's even got 4 GameCube ports.
Yeah, Nintendo knew what they were doing. They seem to do that a lot, or try to, where they let you use your old shit on the new console.
Well, that's the thing that PlayStation has stopped, and also Xbox. I think it depends which one you got, I think.
Xbox? I don't know. They seem to be adding everything, all their old games as downloadables.
Yeah.
For very cheap. I don't think you can actually use the discs, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, PlayStation just shut that shit down after the
Oh,
PS3.
yeah. They don't do that anymore. I think on PlayStation 2, you could play PlayStation 1.
Yes, you could.
A PlayStation 3, you could play PlayStation 1, but some of the game on PlayStation 2 wouldn't work.
Well, it depends. If you have the fat model of PS3, you can play PS1, 2, and 3 games. If you have the slim, which is the better model, you can only play PS1 games.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, there were some good games on the Wii. Like I said, most of it is casual. Yeah. Like Mario Party, I remember there was one on the Wii that I liked a lot.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm pretty sure I played.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Everybody has.
But personally, the feature I liked in the Wii was exactly where we're in right now, the WiiShop. A lot of the games that I love as a kid, I downloaded, which we were going to get to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a perfect segue, or master of the transition over
that's
here.
That's right.
But yeah,
we can also talk really quick about the WiiShop. I mean, it starts with popular titles. We could actually take a quick look.
Yeah, we're going to open it up here and go over some of them. So the WiiShop was Nintendo's first, like, dipping the toe into buying their old stuff.
Yeah, and you see, like, Super Mario Bros. 3, popular title. It is a classic, and it is so much fun, even
then the original Super Mario Bros. Right below that.
Mario Kart 64, which is also a huge classic.
Super Mario World, that's a really good one. Mario Party 2, I actually downloaded that on my Wii U, I think. Not very fun to play.
No?
It doesn't translate well with the different controller.
Yeah, also it's an old one. I mean, it's probably not that great. I think I played like 4, 6, and 8 or something like that.
I've played almost all of them a little bit, but just the N64 controller does not map well.
Yeah.
I had that on my original Wii before I gave it to my parents. I downloaded Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah. But you see, like, popular titles, yeah, that is one of the many classics.
Oh, and I had a late generation Wii, so I didn't have the GameCube ports.
Okay.
So I had to buy a USB adapter to let me use a GameCube controller to play GameCube games on the Wii.
I see.
It was annoying.
So we got a button here, newest edition.
Let's see what they...
I mean, it's probably old as hell, but let's see what they actually... Sengoku
for the Neo Geo,
Neo
they
Geo.
keep adding Neo Geo games. Have you ever looked at the prices of buying Neo Geo games?
It's really, it's
ridiculous.
It's very expensive. Neo Geo was basically an arcade game ported onto a home console.
Oh, and the cartridges were huge.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way.
But it had a lot of stuff. I mean, if you ever went to an arcade game back in the 90s, there was a lot of games that was very awesome, but you could not find on your NES, on your Super NES. Metal Slug is one of the huge names in there. You can actually play 2 players.
Okay.
And it's actually a Super C Contra kind of game.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's supposed to be pretty awesome. Yeah, it's mostly Neo Geo game at the newest edition.
I'm curious, did you download many NES games on the Wii originally?
Well, we will get to that. We can actually get that right now, but actually,
well, we can keep looking here, but just something I thought was interesting to mention.
Well,
have you ever looked at the Wii Virtual Console version and the NES one side by side?
Not NES, but Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. It was about the same feel, I find, but NES probably is different.
Well, one of the things that made the Virtual Console really good was custom emulators.
Oh, I see.
You know how when you load like an emulator on your PC, it's one emulator and it plays like all the NES games or whatever?
Yeah, of course.
They would actually build an emulator specific for each game or each kind of game.
Really?
Which is why they actually play really well on the original Wii. Not perfect, but they play really well. But the thing about NES games is if you compare them side by side with the Wii Virtual Console and the original, they're 50% darker on the Wii.
Okay, I never noticed.
It's an anti-seizure method because of all the flashing lights in the old NES games.
Oh my god!
If you look at pictures of it, it's really like shocking. Like you almost can't see. It's like, oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't notice it either. I think I probably had just adjusted my TV's brightness at the time. But
okay.
Yeah, search by category. Let's see what consoles they actually support. I know they have a lot.
Yeah, they have a decent amount.
They keep adding them.
Really?
System. Yeah. Even as recently as 2016, I think they were adding.
So, yeah, NES, Super
92
Nintendo.
games for the NES.
64.
Yeah.
TurboGrafx. There's a couple of good games.
73 for the Sega Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
54 Neo Geo.
They got the Master System, which was personally not one of my favorites.
I've only played a little bit, but I've actually been impressed by it. The graphics are better than the NES.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure, though.
I was actually impressed. And then they have their Virtual Console, which was Nintendo's first, like, trying out letting people make, like, downloadable games.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, most of them aren't very good. Some of them are.
Mappy.
Like, you saw Sega there made a version of Golden Axe for the Wii.
Yeah, I saw that. Golden Axe is one of the nice beat-em-up of the Sega Genesis. I got the third one, I think.
Go to the next page there.
Oh, there's another page.
Yeah, there was. But yeah, there actually are a few kind of like hidden gems on the Wii Virtual Console for original games. There's not a ton here. Like, not a lot of people made games for the Wii. That was more of a Wii U thing, but there is stuff there. It's pretty cool.
Interesting. Most of them I know, but a lot, yeah, it's different.
They don't even have everything here.
Zaxxon. That sounds like something out of the NES.
It's from Sega, so no.
Yeah, so a lot of TurboGrafx and Neo Geo, of course.
Yeah, it's really cool. The Wii U also has a shop similar to the WiiShop, but they don't have all the same rights for the games, so they don't have all the same games. They have less games, if anything.
Really?
Yeah, because they lost the rights to some of the games. It's like a lot of games used to be available on the WiiShop, which aren't anymore. They've been delisted because the publisher got back the rights, so they didn't want them on there anymore. That kind of thing. It sucks, but... And one thing to mention is that if you have an original Wii, when you boot up these games, they play in their original resolution.
Oh,
so
nice.
they look exactly like they would look on the console.
Oh, that's good.
That's what you want.
Of course.
While the
Drive
Wii
the
U,
real retro feel.
The Wii U doesn't play in original resolution. It always upscales. So it's considered not as great of a way to play these games, but it's about to be the only way in 2 days.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I hope I can get a couple. So,
yeah, let's see what's on your Wii.
That was the WiiShop. I didn't get a lot of Wii games, so let's go through real fast.
Well, I can say which ones I got back in the day because I got some. I got Ocarina of Time, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
I do believe I got Mario Kart 64 and was also very disappointed with it. Ocarina of Time played okay. Mario Kart did not. I got, of course, Mario 3, Mario 1. I mean, obviously.
The classics.
And, well, I got a few Wii Shop. Like, I got Muscle March on the Wii, which we'll play at some point. I have it on my Wii U. I got Chrono Trigger.
That's a good one.
Which is like a $300 cartridge or a $5 game on the Wii Shop.
I think I still have it on that one.
I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, let's have a look at what you got here.
Yeah, so I went a bit random, I gotta say, but a lot of them are classics that I played as a kid and I had.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Street of Rage on
the
Sega
Angry
Genesis.
Streets, the Angry Road.
The Angry Streets, you know?
Angry Road 3.
I played the first one on Sega Genesis. Really upbeat music. Sega electrified music a bit, I find.
Yeah.
Nice beat 'em up. The second one was really awesome too. So I said to myself, I'm going to buy the third one.
Okay.
But as you're going to see at one point, we'll play it.
Yeah.
It's a co-op beat 'em up, so it's pretty fun to comment.
Okay.
It is not as great as prequels, unfortunately.
Okay, well, that's too bad.
Have you ever played Street of Rage?
I think a little bit, but I couldn't tell you which one it was. It was not a super old one. It was one of the more recent ones.
Okay. Like not on Genesis?
No, it was not on Genesis.
Okay, so later on. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played anything actually on the Genesis.
Okay.
Like, I've never held the Genesis controller.
Well, spoiler, he will play Beyond Oasis on Sega Genesis, which is one of my gems, Genesis gems, which I actually bought on the Wii Shop right there.
You wouldn't want to play it on the Wii Shop? You'd want to get a Sega Genesis?
Of course, the original would have been the best, but I gotta say, for this game, it actually works well. Mm-hmm. And I have a classic controller, which is like pretty much a Super Nintendo controller.
It's very similar, yeah, but it does have two joysticks, not just the D-pad.
Yeah, but you probably don't use one of them anyways.
No.
It's not that complicated of a game. So yeah, Beyond Oasis is one of the one I bought as well. Really fun, classic adventure. Adventure RPG, which is pretty cool. Very straightforward and not cryptic, so that's nice.
Yeah, you don't like the shit you got to figure out, eh?
Well, I like to figure out shit, but I like to have some clues at least sometimes.
Okay.
You know? If I mention Final Fantasy, the first one, oh my god, that was the most cryptic game probably I've ever played.
First one, actually. I gotta say,
it was fun. I had the original cartridge on the NES, but oh my god, cryptic game.
Well, I will say I played a remastered version of Final Fantasy 1 on the PlayStation 1.
That's different.
With better graphics. They probably made it a little more clear.
Oh, yes.
But there were at least 3 or 4 parts where I was just like, what do I do?
So they still kept some cryptic shit.
So you just wander around the world until it's like, oh, suddenly this person talks
it's
to
like,
me.
oh yeah, there's a town. I'm going to try to go there. You try to go there, it's like, the monsters are too hard for you, so you get your ass whipped.
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was a little...
So cryptic, you know.
I do enjoy that game, though.
And of course, I got the Super Mario World, which is a classic SNES. I was trying to get
Yoshi's
Island, but it's not in the Wii Shop, which is disappointing for me because it's one of the most fun and challenging 2D platformer.
Maybe they couldn't get the emulator right for it.
That's Super Nintendo. They did that one.
It uses like a lot of the games will have chips inside that improve what the game does.
Okay.
Like it's like extra RAM, a sound FX chip. Maybe they couldn't get the emulator right.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know. Considering it's one of their more popular ones, it would have made sense to release it, right?
Yeah, but hey, I went for Super Mario World, and
fun, that one.
It's still fun to play. So staying on the theme of Mario, I got Paper Mario 64, which at the time I've never played, but I heard it was a really nice RPG. RPG type adventure, really fun. We're probably going to cover it at one point.
We will, yeah. I've played a little bit of that one. I don't like it as much as the GameCube one, which is considered the best of the entire series, even though there's like 10 now.
Yeah.
But it is still very fun. It's very interesting to see where it came from.
Yeah, and a lot of things, there's a lot of secrets you got to find, and there's a lot of stuff you got to do, and it's like, it's almost a bit open world 2D.
It is, and it kind of opens up the more you play, and it's actually a sequel to Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true. One of my friends played Super Mario RPG to death, and he tried that one and he couldn't do it. He said like, "Oh no." It depends. Depends what you like, you know.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I really had a lot of
weird.
fun.
It is weird. It took me a long time to get used to it. The weird paper,
Well, we're not gonna spoil much right now.
You can tell from the name what it is. But
I gotta say it's well done. But keeping on so going to Sega Genesis, another one I got was Phantasy Star 4, which the original Phantasy Star was on Sega Masters, which was like one of the first RPGs I think on that system.
Yeah.
And I played Phantasy Star 2 on which was on Sega Genesis. Very hard game. You gotta really upgrade a lot, and there's a lot of grinding, but it's really satisfying at the end, I gotta say. Phantasy Star 4, they really improved everything, so that's one of my Sega Genesis gems, which we will cover at one point for sure. A very good RPG with a lot of different planets and a lot of different items that makes the game very interesting.
I haven't heard about the old ones. I know the one on the Dreamcast a lot of people talk about, which I think is the one you don't like, the online one.
I never played much the online. I played the one on PS2, but at that point, you know, it lost its retro feel.
Yeah.
It's like all the other RPG now that you just go around and you see you fight. Basically, you fight the enemy right on the map. The old RPGs, a lot of them, basically, you just went on the map and it just cuts to a cutscene and, okay, you're fighting them. Turn based and all that. That's my feel on it, because, you know, I'm nostalgic. What can I say?
I will admit, in RPGs, I do like when it cuts to a battle, not when it's just battles out in the open. To me, that doesn't have the classic RPG feel.
Yeah, Final Fantasy has done that like recently, and they changed since Final Fantasy 12, I think it was.
It might have even been 11.
11, I think, with the hunts. Yeah, they started that at that point. I had fun with that one. I finished it, but after that, they went a bit AOI.
I got to admit, that's where I stopped playing Final Fantasy. Like, I really liked 10. 10-2, I never played much because it kind of sucked. And then, 11 onwards, it was just so different that it didn't feel like an RPG, and I wanted an RPG out of Final Fantasy. And speaking of, I noticed you have a Final Fantasy here on your Wii.
That's right. Nice transition.
Yeah, segues, man.
So, yeah, I got Final Fantasy 3, which is technically Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah.
And and I gotta say, we're talking about Final Fantasy. I got hooked with Final Fantasy 7 and 8. 8 was one of my all-time favorites.
I agree.
I went back to Final Fantasy 6 as well. I mean, some people would tell you Final Fantasy 8, okay, the monster upgrades at the same time as you. I thought that was a nice touch, personally, and you know, you got to draw all your magic. It takes a while in the beginning, but you know what? It's worth it in the end.
Oh, the thing I liked about Final Fantasy VIII was it was the more work you put in, the better you became.
That's right.
Whether drawing magic, training with different guardians, whatever. That's what I liked about it.
And I mean, your Guardian Force, they will also level with you and gain new abilities and all that. I thought that was a very nice system. But don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy VII is an all-time greatest hit classic of the PS1.
It's really rough to go back to that one, man. I tried to play it again, and I couldn't.
Well, it's type of game. I mean, you probably already finished it before.
I 100%ed it at one point.
So at one point, I mean, if you killed all the weapons and all that, and you did all the side quests, same thing as in Chrono Trigger, I will replay it, but at one point you've done everything, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Some games age better than others in the controls and the game design. 7 really hasn't, which is why it's cool that they're making a remake.
Well, yeah, they've been saying that for a fucking almost 10 years.
Now they're almost done, though.
I hope. I'm waiting for it as well.
I think it's beginning next year it's coming out. So, but what's 3 like? I've never actually played 3.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy 3, Japan, of course. I gotta say, I really like it because it's the music. It reminds me of the music of Final Fantasy VII, but, you know, just a little bit behind because it's on Super Nintendo, of course. It's on a disc. But the feel is there. The character are you know, they're really alive, and they have their own thing and all that, and their own theme. And, you know, there's a bit of grinding, but like in any Final Fantasy games. But, yeah, it's really fun, I gotta say. I haven't finished it yet. I've gone a long way, but, yeah, I really like it.
That's great.
We should try it out at one point.
Yeah, maybe we'll give it a go. Maybe like a long-ass one-off or something.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd do a full playthrough, but...
No, but there is a storyline and all that, but I think we can add a bit of stuff to that. So, staying on the Super Nintendo, I love Castlevania on NES. I've played like the 3 on NES. I love the first one, the third one. I never played Super Castlevania. So when I got the Wii, and you know, I saw the Angry Video Game Nerd doing a review on Castlevania and talking about that one, that it's one of the best ones.
Okay.
So yeah, I bought it and tried it, and I really liked it.
Oh, cool.
So, and that's also another one that's fun, and it's got better controls than the ones on NES.
Of course.
And a lot of upgrades. Of course, the best one, in my view.
2.
Oh, boy.
Simon's Quest.
The worst one?
Simon's Quest, man.
So Simon's Quest is one of the worst ones.
Playthrough.
But unfortunately, on my Wii, I can't get the best one, which is on PlayStation 1, Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
This, I mean, except for the voice acting, the game was amazing.
Oh, so we could find it. We could play it. We'd need a PS1.
Very amazing. Or a PS2.
Well, no, I have my PS3, but we'd need the disc, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's really fun.
Cool.
So I went back to Sega after that. I played Golden Axe, the first one, which is a beat 'em up kind of Renaissance caveman, I guess.
It's medieval.
Medieval, yeah.
It was
got
originally an
dragons
arcade.
Yeah, it's originally an arcade. It's got dragons and all that.
I'm not a fan.
You can even ride some of the.
Yeah, you can. I'm not a huge fan of one. One of them I played, and it just didn't impress.
Well, Golden Axe 1 was one of the best one in my view, because you also had like specials and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the special that like the chick had, you jump backwards and you just get hit. It was so useless.
No, but I don't know which one you played, but on Golden Axe 1, the special were like magic and shit.
No, but
it hit everything.
No, but the chick had this special move where she'd like jump backwards, and if you landed it, it would kill almost anything. But you'll never land it because the moment you jump, the guy just goes ding and hits you. It was so frustrating. It was so useless.
So you got to take the dwarf, man. You got to keep with your you got to keep with your face. You know, you got to get the dwarf.
Well, then you got to be the chick, man.
Of course, you know.
With the beard.
I'm the charismatic bearded one. But
bearded Valkyrie.
Exactly. But you know, so I love the one. I never played the second one, so I went the same thing as Street of Rage, which I haven't played at that point, and I got the third one.
Okay.
And I gotta say, yeah, it's fun, but the first one was better. A lot of sequels, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And the original was an arcade, like in the arcades.
Yeah.
Well, the sequels weren't, as far as I know, so...
So you see some of the arcade one were ported to...
Of course,
to Sega Genesis.
The most popular ones were usually ported by their developers.
Yeah.
That's why you can find Pac-Man on fucking every system ever.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean...
So as we were talking about Chrono Trigger earlier, that's one of the one I got because it's a really long RPG and it's really well done. I love Chrono Cross on PS1, which was amazing.
Okay.
It's got about the same feel, but this is more retro. So it's pretty cool. So you play Chrono Trigger?
I've played a tiny bit. I've seen a playthrough of the beginning, like couple hours.
Okay.
I've never seen the end. I know there's 16 or 17 different endings you can get.
Oh yeah, in Chrono Cross, probably not that much, but there's a couple of endings as well.
No, I always liked. I want to get into the game at some point. I always liked the idea of games that like use time as a mechanic, but do it well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Ocarina of Time does it very well. You know, where you do things in the past and then it'll change in the future and then it goes back. Chrono Trigger does the exact same thing.
Yeah, and Castlevania 1 as well, man. You had a little clock. That was one of the features, and you stopped time.
Yeah. Well, I like more like the idea of going back and changing things in the future, you know?
Yeah.
But, no, I always like games that do that, and Chrono Trigger is supposed to be one of the best.
It is.
Said I've played a little bit of it, but I've never really had the time to sit down and do like a fucking 60-hour RPG, you know?
Well, at one point, we'll co-op it. It's really fun. Well, you know what I mean, you know?
No, but can you do a second player in this one?
No. The only RPG I remember that you can actually do that was in Final Fantasy 9.
No, well, on the Super Nintendo, Secret of Mana.
Oh, yeah, you could
that
do
one.
that.
You could do 2 players. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
But yeah, no, not that one.
Nah, that's too bad. But yeah, we could do fun stuff with it.
Yeah, for sure. And so we're getting to the last game I bought. I never had a TurboGrafx 16.
Most people didn't.
And yeah, because at the time it was very expensive, I'm pretty sure, compared to the other consoles.
I think that might have been one that was more popular in Europe. I could be thinking of a different one, but I
it's
think
possible.
the TurboGrafx was more like in England.
And TurboGrafx is one of the one I wanted as a kid.
Okay.
And also Sega CD.
Which turned out the add-ons?
Which turned out so well. But it was one of those consoles that as a kid you're like, oh my god, that must be so awesome, because you were looking at the 90s ad and they're like, oh yeah, it's amazing, and
oh god, those awful
what are you
ads.
doing? You're not playing Sega CD yet?
Those awful video game ads.
That was
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Nintendo blast processing
and worse audio.
Yeah, well, it depends on the games. It was more electric, more
Super Nintendo did have better audio, actually.
It had better audio, but I gotta say, like the feel of the Sega Genesis was different,
of course.
But that's what it was all about. But anyway, so yeah, I never had that. Sega Saturn as well, I heard, was decent while it lasted.
Did you have the Atari Lynx?
Oh my god, I had no Atari shit. But yeah, so I checked all the games and I was like, I'm gonna buy one, and I saw Dead Moon, which is pretty much a
oh, you just bought it randomly?
Well, I checked like what it was a little bit online, of course, but it's a shooter a bit like Gradius.
Okay.
And it's really fun.
Cool.
I never went to the end because I'm not that great at it for now. But yeah, I gotta say it's really cool. It's something to try at least.
Well, they can't. That's the point of this podcast. Well, something I will say, since we're kind of wrapping up here, is a lot of these games are available on the Wii U shop.
Yeah.
And I do think they are still adding some stuff there, which is cool. If you're one of the 12 people who owns a Wii U, buy the stuff. I mean, there's not many of us, but there are a few.
Shout out to the 12.
The Wii U is actually a fun console, and the Virtual Console is pretty cool, but it's definitely missing a lot of this stuff. And you're not going to be able to play it in the original resolutions, which does detract from the experience, I have to say. So it does suck that Nintendo is closing this down, but it makes sense. I mean, it's 12 years old now.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody uses it.
Well, as a retro fan, I'm happy actually that I actually got some before it closes, because a lot of the games on that, as you probably will see on the channel eventually, you're going to see yeah, it's retro, but you're going to see there's some depth to it,
Yeah, there's good old games. I mean, not everything's Willow, piece of crap.
Fuck you.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But no, unfortunately, a lot of these games are going to disappear, and then you can't really get them. I don't think they're going to be bringing much retro to the Switch.
No.
They've really been trying to separate themselves from the retro on the Nintendo Switch. You can only get 2 old Mario games on the Nintendo Switch.
All right.
Mario Bros. And like the weird Mario Bros. With like the pipes and shit. That sucks.
Oh boy, yeah.
That's all you can get on like Nintendo's console that's been out for over a year.
That's pretty bad.
So yeah, if you have a Wii and for some reason you're listening to this before it has closed, you should jump on some of that stuff. Some of them are really good, and they do actually play really well for emulated games. I mean, nothing compares to original, but like if you want to buy that TurboGrafx 16 game original, that's going to be a few $100 easily.
Yeah. If you buy it online, for sure.
Or $4 on Wii.
Exactly. So the one I bought, most of them I recommend, except maybe for Street of Rage and what was it, the Golden Axe? If you're gonna buy one of them, buy the first one.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I gotta say, but all the other ones, I can put my name on it.
Phil stamp of approval.
That's right.
Like the Nintendo stamp, but like this one you can peel off.
Because I'm the NES champ.
Oh no, I was. Remember Yoshi's Cookie Man?
Oh, you lost it, man.
No, I won.
You won on that one for sure. Yeah,
I won NES Remix.
That's true.
Which
that's true.
First episode? Well,
we haven't we haven't done the full compilation of who won in each games, But
I just did spoilers for NES Remix, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
ultimate winner right here. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of our look back at the Wii.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks that it's closing, but it makes sense. If you have a Wii, now's your chance. Bust it out before all this disappears.
That's right. I gotta say, it's better than playing on a ROM. So.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah, I get it.
It works much better than an emulator on your computer, and it's cheap. And still, the money is going to like the people who made it, right?
Yeah, which is nice, you know. It's better than buying online on anyways. But you know, having the feel for it, if you're really a hardcore fan, yeah, go right ahead.
No, but like,
I mean, I got an original Nintendo and I got a few games, but
well, exactly. I have all these fucking old consoles here. I play mostly original hardware, but
yeah,
it's like if you ever want a sequel to any of these old games. The only way you'll ever get it is if people keep buying it, people keep talking about it, people keep making a big deal, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of the reasons why you do want to support the developers if you like the game. Which you won't be able to now, because it's closing.
Yeah, so go. Fast. Go.
You got to run, man. You got less than 48 hours.
Run for your Wii. Run for your Wii.
But yeah, guys, so that pretty much wraps up the RNGcast, episode 2.
Episode 2, guys.
Thanks a lot for listening. We hope you enjoyed and it was informative.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and thanks for any comments. If you want to propose a subject or anything, go right ahead.
Yeah, if there's anything you want us to talk about, let us
we
know.
always read all the comments and appreciate all the views.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Talk to you in the next one.